Hello, this is Jeff Bellinger here for another 2-Minute on Tuesday. If you caught the weekly 60-second video the other day, we talked about disability and the ramifications if you do that on what would become a taxable basis if you were able to come in disability. The same thing occurs if you want to run disability through a Section 125 plan. So today we thought we would review Section 125 plans because a lot of times employers will put 125 plans in place and they sound very simple. And they kind of just set it and forget it. You know, they realize it allows employees to take deductions out of their paycheck on a pre-tax basis, and they kind of don't look into the in-depth part of the Section 125 plan, which the Department of Labor actually oversees. So in Section 125 plans, you're allowed to run through accident insurance, dependent care assistance, group term life for employees only, disability, health savings accounts, and it allows us to create flexible savings accounts. So going back to the disability, you know, it's not always best to run things through at the lowest cost possible because most disability plans only pay for cover about 60% of your income if you do go on disabled, and if you do it through a Section 125 plan on a pre-tax basis, then the benefit's going to become taxable, so that 60% is going to be reduced even further. With Section 125 plans, one of the things to do is to make sure that discrimination testing is run properly. It's best to run that testing right out the gate to make sure that there's not going to be any plans. If your plan does have any potential of having problems down the road, then it needs to be kept an eye on, because if the plan gets to the end of the year and it's deemed that too many that it was discriminatory, the dollars then become all taxable back to the participants, and you certainly don't want that happening. So discrimination testing is a big part of it. The other thing that has become quite an issue is now that most plans allow domestic partners to be eligible for health insurance under an employer's plan. The one thing a lot of people don't realize is that for domestic partners, on a pre-tax basis, they cannot take it. It has to be done on a taxable basis. So if you do have a Section 125 plan and you have employees that have domestic partners participating, that creates quite a difficult task to make sure that it's running properly. Because number one, the amount that is being paid by the employee for the domestic partner has to be paid on an after-tax basis, and any amount that the employer might be covering, taxes need to be paid by the employee for that portion of it. So it becomes really tricky when you're allowing the employee to take their portion of the payment through a pre-tax plan, because there's a whole bunch of different calculations that have to go on. So if you do have domestic partners in your plan and you have a Section 125 plan, it'd probably be time to review this, because this is where the Department of Labor really is cracking down, and there's a lot more auditing going on. So if you have any questions on this or you need further information, my name, again, Jeff Bellinger, will appear, and my contact information on the next screen. Otherwise, have a great day.